Hey guys, hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. Your boy is back with another subreddit video, and today we are diving into r/AITA or Am I the A-hole, one of the fan favorites on this channel. And if you are new to it, r/AITA is essentially where people post situations and scenarios that they are in or have been in, and they want to know from the world of Reddit and us who we think the a-hole is in this situation, whether it's the other party, them, or everyone involved. Most of the time, these situations are crazy. Like, I could never even imagine being in myself. And some of the stories we've read in the past AITAs have been insane. So I'm excited to dive into this with you guys. And if you are new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you guys are up to date, because we do this every single day on the channel. And it would help me towards my goal of 20,000 subscribers. We are literally on the cusp of 11,000. So thank you so much. You guys are so amazing for supporting. And if you guys want to support the channel even more, I have a Patreon set up. First link in the description box down below, where every Patreon member gets extended exclusive content every single day. Thank you again to all the deluxe members. And yeah, let's get into it. Also, hit the like and comment section down below if you guys enjoyed the video. It helps me with the algorithm. All right. So upon your guys' request from the last AITA, instead of doing top posts, we are going to do either rising or hot, so we could see just like controversial posts that are recent and stuff like that. Oh, wow. Yeah, we have a great story. I cannot read this one on here. I'm gonna have to save that one for the Patreon. There's one that says, am I the a-hole for not finding, I don't think I can say this on YouTube, cuddling with your family member jokes funny? So I'm gonna save that for the Patreon, but don't worry. I see some good ones right here. This one sounds so funny. Am I the a-hole for taking home an exorbitant, wait, is that how you say that? Exorbitant? A lot. Am I an a-hole for taking home a lot of breadsticks from a party? Oh my God, like a lot. Okay, let's saddle in for this one. I'm excited. All right, so the story goes, OP says, I'm talking like an F ton of breadsticks, like 50 plus at least. Wow, that is a lot of breadsticks, buddy. Are they Olive Garden breads? Like, I need to know more context on this, but let's see. I love me some Olive Garden ones, man. Fun fact, I tried Olive Garden for the first time in my life like 2 years ago. I was so late to the party. All right, so I had carried them home in a sack like Santa Claus. All right, so for context, the school I work for, or that I work at, was hosting a party/field day for the kids. There was a ton of snacks and free food for all the parents. One of the snacks were breadsticks, which the school usually sells around lunchtime. Oh, it's school? Like lunch breadstick? But those aren't that good, are they? Unless I'm tripping, bro. From my school experience, that was not like a good food. The best food was like pizza dippers. That's always was a banger. You dip it in the mozzarella sauce. Or not mozzarella, the marinara. I said mozzarella sauce. The pizza dippers were gas. I used to like the square pizzas, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to remember any like other like hardcore bangers. There was definitely some other bangers I'm missing out on. Anyways, let's get back to the story. You guys let me know in the comment section down below what your guys' favorite lunch food was in public school or private school. All right, so I was really excited because I normally buy one every single day. They're so good. Okay, so their school must have been better than the one I went to. Anyways, after the party ended, most people, like staff and students, were going home, but there was still a lot of uneaten food, including 4 bags with 50 plus breadsticks each. The principal was encouraging people to take home as much food as possible so it didn't go to waste. I saw some other teachers modestly taking 1 or 2 breadsticks. Realizing this was my chance to get the same breadsticks that I already eat every day, I immediately jumped in. Dude, 50 breadsticks is so funny to me. Like 50, that is so many breadsticks, dude. Like, and by the time they even go bad, unless you're like freezing them, like that's crazy. But yeah, let's keep going. Realizing this was my chance, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I immediately jumped in and asked if I could take the whole bag. She laughed and said yes, referring to the principal. My thinking was, there's 3 other bags. If other people want to take home breadsticks, they still can. But as I was leaving, one of my coworkers stopped me and said, Jesus, save some for the rest of us. You know, there's more people who might want some of those. I didn't know what to say because I partly agreed with her. I feel like this definitely would be a dick move if there weren't more breadsticks, but there was more. So I just kind of pointed at the rest of them and said that the people could take those. She rolled her eyes at me and told me it's not proper party etiquette to take home that much food. I would roll my eyes right back at her and be like, it's not proper etiquette for wasting food, bro. What? She must not be foreign like I was, or I am. I say I was, as if I'm not. All right. Especially since I can't eat all of that in one day. My plan was to eat it over the course of multiple days. Maybe eat 2-3 breadsticks per day. Damn. Even then, though, that's like, you're spacing it out to like 20 days. Like, I don't think breadsticks will be good within that long. You would have to eat, theoretically, like 5 to 10 breadsticks a day. And that's crazy. One with every meal. Like, how good are these breadsticks, bro? Are these like, it sounds like a drug at this point. I didn't get how long it takes for bread to go bad, but I guess I'll find out. It doesn't take that long, buddy. All right, how long does it take for breadsticks to go bad? So most of it is saying like anywhere from 4 to like 5 days. Yeah, so you'd have to eat like 10 breadsticks a day. All right, so anyways, continuing, the OP puts an edit. I should mention I don't own a freezer, microwave, nor a oven. I am poor as shit. I plan to eat the bread even if it goes stale. Wow, okay. You need the bread then at this point, because sounds like, I mean, this is like free. This is huge for you then. Staleness doesn't bother me. I mean, good for you. Nor does bad taste to a certain extent. The only thing that would cause me to throw it out is if it got infested with bugs or grows mold. That's kind of crazy. Like, you're really dedicated to these breadsticks, dude. But I'm keeping it in an airtight container, protected in several layers of plastic wrap. Dude, that's crazy. Well, OP didn't say that they didn't have a fridge. I would at least advise you put it in the fridge if you're not going to eat it the next day. I know it's not ideal, but the alternative was it being thrown away. I'd rather save money, get calories, no matter how bad it will eventually taste, than see it thrown out. In my opinion, OP is not the a-hole. I mean, I don't know how y'all feel about it. I don't think it's fine. Also, the principal was cool with it. That's like the first green flag of it being allowed. And then also the next thing is like, I get more bothered when food goes to waste. So people who waste food, that's more of an a-hole mood. I mean, if it's like you absolutely can't, like there are times, like I understand, but like if there's any likelihood that you can even give the food away or something like that, like that's a little bit better. I understand in some situations it's too impractical, but yeah, wasting food's usually to me worse. So I kind of would be like, yo, please take this. I think it was kind of a slight a-hole move for your coworker to even like point out anything like that, unless it was a joke, like, oh wow, like, you're really gonna take that much, and then you explain it, and then you'd be like, oh okay, I get that. But yeah, that's crazy. I wanted to see what the comments say. Info, can you eat 50 plus breadsticks before they go stale? Let's find out. You'd also freeze them, but they said that they didn't have a freezer. Not the a-hole, your coworker is a prick. If I was you, I would have went back and grabbed another bag. It's not your fault that you're the breadstick king. Some of us are born that way. Enjoy the breadsticks and get that coworker fired immediately. That's a little far. I wouldn't say all that, but I would say like, yeah, if anyone's an a-hole in this situation, probably your coworker. Funnily, she's actually my favorite coworker, and I normally enjoy talking to her for the most part. I think that's why her judgment hit me so hard. Even though I partly disagreed with what she said, she was pretty civil about it. Okay, so sounds like a slight, combative situation. This reminds me of something that I saw on social media very recently. Before we move on to the next story, I want to talk about it. I saw this video of this guy who is a homeless man who was working at a hotel, and don't know what hotel it was, but it seemed like, like a Holiday Inn or something, like your average chain. And he asked his boss that at the end of the day, if he could take the food home, because he worked in the kitchen, and there was like a lot of leftover food whenever breakfast is done, right, at those hotels, because you can't just reserve that the next day. That's nasty. So he filmed himself taking the food home in like this like clean trash bag, and then he would take it home, or not home theoretically, but take it after the shift, grab it, and then he will use that to eat, which I think is very smart. Dude's homeless. I mean, like, why wouldn't you? As an owner, I would empathize and I would be like, yeah, absolutely. But there was an update on the story when the video gained so much traction, the owner said that he can't do that anymore, and he fired him and something. It was crazy. It was a crazy, crazy story. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Okay. Am I the a-hole for demanding my friend pay me back for her daughter's plane ticket today? Okay. Editing to add, since I spoke with our friend group and it shed light on why they felt the way that they did. I was not aware our friend was having financial issues with the trip because she never said anything about it to me. More so, she was hiding it because last week she had to borrow $900 for the cost of the hotel, which means she not only didn't have her portion, but she spent some of my portion too, since we split it and paid $650 each. I sent her my half in February because I wanted. Wait, what? I'm confused. Well, let's just continue. I feel like we just jumped in the middle of a story and I have no context. So I sent her my half in February because I wanted to pay for a trip, pay my full trip to be paid for, so I wouldn't have to think about it. She also came up with the plan of me paying half of her daughter because she wouldn't be able to afford the full cost of the flight. Mind you, this is a trip she asked to be a part of because I was taking my kid to Hawaii this year as a vacation initially. And I didn't intend on traveling with anyone else, and she did not have to go, especially if this is so, I hate when I read stories like this. Like, it's all just conjumbled into this mess. Okay, I'll do my best, guys. So OP was taking their kid to Hawaii this year on vacation and initially didn't have any intentions on traveling with anyone else. She did not have to go, especially if it was going to put her in financial stress. That being known now, it did look to them like I was ignorant that she was struggling and expecting the other half of the money. I pointed out that her daughter could work off the ticket cost by letting my dog out when I'm working. As for her reasoning to not wanting to go, her boyfriend's parents are out of town the same week, so she is planning to spend time with him alone. The school excuse is what she came up with because she thought her mom would be more sympathetic towards it. I'm so confused. I have no clue. This person, whoever OP is really bad at like writing. Needless to say, I've booked my own hotel and will likely only see her during the flight, which may be awkward because we're sitting near each other. I've decided I'm distancing myself from her and taking this as a lesson about group trips. She's likely going to get a flight voucher for her daughter's ticket, and I'm out for the portion that I paid for on the flight. I don't expect to make up for the I don't expect her to make up for the hotel since it's something that I've chosen to do myself. My friend group has apologized for jumping to conclusions without knowing the facts, and several have urged her to cancel her trip. Okay, so I guess that's the edit of the actual story, but I'm not sure. But let's just continue, and I'll try to summarize it the best I can because this was really weirdly put. Throwaway because my main page has lots of my friends on it. My friend and I planned a trip in November to Hawaii with our younger kids. Initially, we asked our oldest daughter, who is 17, or her oldest daughter, who is 17, if she wanted to go, but she said no. Fast forward to February, when we decided to buy the plane tickets, we asked her daughter again if she would like to go, and she said that she would. Okay. My friend and I asked if I could pay for half of her ticket, and I agreed since the daughter said she'd babysit for one night so we could go out alone. Our trip is in 4 days, and today her daughter said she no longer wants to go because she doesn't want to miss school. Oh, brother, what? When I heard this, I asked for my half of her ticket cost back since she's no longer going. And the reason I paid was for the night out. Now my friend is upset, saying I shouldn't expect to get anything back. What? What kind of entitlement is that? I explained that if she chose not to go, that's fine, but it's her choice. But I do expect to get my money back for the part that I paid for her trip. A lot of people are calling me the a-hole, saying I should be more understanding. Honestly, I would have been if this had been discussed earlier, and if we hadn't asked her before buying the tickets if she wanted to go. So I know you're super honest. Am I the a-hole in this situation? Fuck no. I don't think you're the a-hole. Personally, I don't even think you should have paid for her portion. Okay, you know what? I get paying for her portion because she offered to babysit. But her being flip-floppy about this, and when you commit to buying a ticket, you're locked in unless they paid for the insurance. And also you're splitting the ticket. What? Why are people on the other person's side? That's insane. I just don't understand. Also, you're like 17. You're not like 10. Like the kid is 17. They should know whether they're going on this trip or not, period. And this is the thing about group trip, guys. Group trips can be very stressful. I've always been a huge fan of like if the group is very cohesive and all on the same page, it could be an amazing time. I've had trips like that before, but I've also had trips where people are all wonky and they want to do this, they want to do that, and money is involved, and it just becomes a headache when everyone's not on the same page. Yeah, I mean, obviously not the a-hole, at least not in my opinion. All right, let's read the comments. Someone says not the a-hole. 17 is not too young to understand that when you make a commitment, you stick to it. Barring actual emergencies, of course, which it doesn't sound like this is. You don't have to say how long you're going for, even if it's a weekend. Then a trip to Hawaii for half the price with only one night's babysitting sounds like a reasonable deal. How do a lot of other people even know what's happened in this, in what should be a private transaction between you and your friend? I expect it was because your friend and her daughter told them. To be honest, I'd be reconsidering the trip and possibly the entire friendship, given what appears to be bullying over your perfectly reasonable request. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a really great friend. Also, if you're broke, don't go on a trip. I know you're going to get FOMO and shit, but at the end of the day, you got to be responsible. Like, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. People are always living beyond their means. It's so silly. And also, guys, it's free to pull up YouTube and just put on like a Hawaii backdrop. That's so insensitive of me. All right, let's move on to another one. Oh, this one's interesting. Okay, this is what I kind of like to see. Am I the a-hole for asking for separate checks? So I went out to dinner with my two friends. We all ordered our food, and then before we even got our checks, I asked the waiter if we could get separate checks. I always do this if it's my parents, partner, or if I'm treating my friend for a special occasion. My friends drink alcohol or they order add-ons to foods that are more expensive, like $3 to $10 extra. I usually only drink water since I don't really drink alcohol, and I order fairly inexpensive meals around $10 to $15. After I asked for separate checks, one of our friends said we should just split the checks evenly. Get the hell out of here, buddy. What? That doesn't make any sense to me already, right off the rip. But let's just keep going. So one of their friends said we should just split the checks evenly because it's easier for the waitress and less complicated for them. No, it's not. It can be more complicated if you're splitting like apps and stuff, because then they're gonna have to split the total expense. But if you're paying for exactly what you get as someone who's been in the service industry, at least in the system that we had, it was pretty easy. You just boop, 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 separate ticket. Boop, 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 separate ticket. Done. Or if like one person wants to pay for an app, then that's easier. Splitting the total amount, it can be actually harder. I told her I just ordered one basic thing and I would prefer to pay for what I ordered. The other friend was okay with it because we eat out often and we always get separate checks. Sometimes I'll pay for him though, if he doesn't order alcohol and his meal isn't expensive because he has been generous in other ways. Hell yeah, that sounds like a good friend. The other friend that's pointing out this, that sounds like a silly, delusional person. But the friend who wanted to split the check, I don't even eat out often with her because this is a repeated pattern. She won't even ask to split the check. She usually orders whatever she wants, and our male friend in the group is left with the entire bill. Oh, hell no. I do not like that. No. Unless you're asking someone out, like, hey, like this is on me or something, I'm going out with my friends expecting them to pay for themselves. We're all grown-ass adults. Come on now. If one person ends up paying, I will Zelle him the money for whatever I ordered, as you should. She doesn't do this. He'll just pay it and won't say anything. He feels awkward talking about the money. He doesn't make that much. Our other friend is a single mother, so she tries not to spend too much. Yeah, that right there sounds like a shitty friend. And I know people like this. Not in my life, because I would never even be friends. I would never go to dinner with people like this. But I know friends who have friends like this. If it wasn't for me imitating or initiating maybe the separate checks conversation, then it would fall on my male friend, or I'd be paying for more for splitting the check versus what I ordered. I don't think that's fair to him or me. She will pay him back in other ways, such as picking up the tab on smaller priced items such as ice cream or something, but she ends up paying significantly less than us. And I've put a stop to it. She told me I can ask for my own checks separate, but I don't need to tell them to separate hers and his if they want to pay for her. Bro, what are you? This is one of those girls that just go on dates for free food, I bet. Anyway, I'm making assumptions, but let's keep reading. She said he hasn't been complaining, so I need to mind my own damn business. Or not the damn part, I added that. She said I'm interfering with her meal, and I should be focused on my own bill and not ask for the entire table to be separate or split because he obviously doesn't mind paying. Brother, what? I told her I'm just making things fair for us because I don't want to pay more for my own tab. She told me I should just not say anything and let him pay since he's the man in the group and he never complains with doing so. Dude, this sounds like a horrible friend group to be in as a man. I would just be like, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to hang out with my other friends. Because like, what? Since when is like this a thing? Like, what? I hate this. I've seen a video on this topic before. Like, just because a guy is a guy doesn't mean he has to all of a sudden pay for every single woman at any table. Like, what? She said if he wanted separate checks, he can just ask for it, but he doesn't, so we don't need to make a big deal out of it. If we get a rideshare to go out, I will always automatically send money to my friend who pays for it, and he'll send me the money if I do. And she won't unless explicitly asked. She sounds like a shit friend, dude. What? She's a good friend. Yeah, sure. But she does get away with a lot with not paying for her meals or getting the cheap end of the deal. I had one other friend who was much worse than this. She didn't have cash at the time, and at the time that I paid for something. I asked her for the money back later through Zelle, and she read my message and ignored my request to pay me back $30, so we aren't even friends anymore. Yeah, as you shouldn't be, because like that's just disrespectful, dude. People who don't respect your time or money are the worst, and it's good to cut them out, because the faster you cut them out is the faster you can live a more stress-free life. Like people like that, you don't need around. Yeah, it's so obvious who the asshole is in this situation. We don't even need to dive into this one, but let's read the comments. She's rude and cheap, taking advantage of you and the other friend. This isn't a date, so I really can't see why she isn't so adamant that a male friend should be paying on her behalf, not going into dating or any reasonable demands. MIHO there too. It is about time someone puts an end to this, and your friend doesn't seem comfortable doing it himself. And her nerve of accusing you and saying he should have paid for her as if he doesn't seem to mind is so entitled, disrespectful, and lacking empathy or thinking about others. Yeah, I have a quick story about this. So, I'm single and I go on dates, and whenever I ask a girl out, I do I do intend on paying if I invited them out. It's nice when a girl does, like, most of the time I won't let them like split the check, but I have had times where the girl will be like, oh my God, like, thank you so much. That's huge. You got to appreciate it. Cause if you're not even saying thank you, and it sounds like this girl is just like, oh, I'm assuming that he's going to do it. That instantly I would never go on a second date with you right off rip. I've had many times where that's happened. Not the majority, but there has been a significant enough amount of times where women won't even say thank you after. And I note those things, bro. I'm just like, okay, she's not grateful for this experience with me. And not saying like highly of it, but like if someone pays for your dinner and, took the time out of their day to hang out with you, like, come on. Anyways, so the best thing is when a girl like says, oh, well, let me get dessert or let me get drinks. I'm like, okay, like that's cream of the crop to me. I'm not expecting them to pay for everything. Or sometimes they'll say, all right, well, let me pay for the next date. And they pay for the next date. That is very hot. But I know everybody's different. Some guys even want to pamper their significant others and they don't let them pay for whatever reason. And that's to each their own. Everybody has preferences. This is just mine. Anyways, let's read another one. Let's see what's rising. I'm going to move up to rising today. Oh, what? This one sounds silly. All right. Am I the a-hole for letting my roommate's boyfriend swim with us? Hello, all. I'm a 26 female, lives with Sarah, who's 25, as well as 27, who's uninvolved. Okay, so, or a male 27 who's uninvolved, but we're going to cut him out because it's not part of the story. We recently reopened our pool, and my boyfriend and I decided to go swimming for the first time since winter. My roommate's boyfriend, 25, we'll call him Jack, was over waiting for my roommate to get home from work, which is a common occurrence. Jack came out back and looked shocked that the pool was open and asked if he could go swimming as well. I told him, of course, and he went and grabbed a pair of basketball shorts and jumped in with us. My boyfriend and I were pretty much just floating and talking, while Jack was on the opposite end of the pool doing whatever he was doing. Sarah comes home and immediately asks Jack to help her with something, and I didn't see them for the rest of the day. Today, I woke up with a text message from Sarah saying, and I'll copy it, please don't involve, oh brother, Sarah sounds insufferable, but let's see. All right, so she sends a message saying, please don't involve Jack with whatever you guys are doing, especially if it involves a bikini, lol. I really don't think it's appropriate. I haven't responded to it yet, but I'm just over here in my head repeatedly if I did anything wrong. And I really don't think I did. Am I the a-hole here? Hell no. She seems so deeply insecure. Like, that is next level insecure if you don't want your boyfriend hanging out with your roommate with her boyfriend. I guess y'all must not be friends at all. Because, like, usually I was assuming roommates are at least on a friend level. But I guess this is like a stranger situation still or something. Then maybe. But, like, even then, it's like, the fact that she pointed out the bikini thing just means that she's deeply insecure about just that. Yeah, no, hell no. You are not an a-hole. I thought he was wearing basketball shorts, not a bikini. So what's our beef? That's funny. Not the a-hole. Your roommate is weird. There's zero indication of anything sexual was involved. So she was just jealous that Jack might like you. Yeah, crazy. It'd be one thing if it was just her and her roommate's boyfriend. That's a little sus. But the fact that your boyfriend was there too, that makes it more like, okay. And also they're like on the opposite side of the pool. Like, it's really not as serious. All right, let's read one more good one before I hop onto the Patreons. This one's an oddly specific one. Am I the a-hole for asking a kid in the record store to put back a rare record because I knew he was just going to resell it? Who cares? Who cares what someone does with their money? But let's see. So this happened last weekend, and I'm still wondering if I was out of line. I'm a 32-year-old male with a local record. Was at a local record shop. I hit up pretty often. Small spot, real community vibe, lots of regulars. While I'm flipping through crates, I overhear this kid, probably like 19 or 20, on FaceTime with his mate. He's holding an original UK pressing of Mad Villainy. Don't know who that is. Rare as hell these days, especially in good nicks with the original PIAS hype sticker still on it. He's saying stuff like, bro, this stuff goes for like 200 easy on eBay. Should I cop? Decent condition too. Still got the hype sticker. Now look, I get the hustle, but something about it just rubbed me the wrong way. This wasn't some flipper event or a big record fair. This was a small indie shop. The owner definitely priced it low at 50 on purpose because it's the kind of place that tries to hook up local or real collectors. So I, probably a little salty, said, hey man, if you're going to just grab that to flip it online, maybe leave it for someone else who actually will listen to it. He kind of laughed awkwardly like, I mean, this is really not none of your business. After a minute or two of an awkward vibe, he put it back and left without buying anything. And yeah, I bought it. $50 for a record that I've been after for years. Not to flip, not to stick on my wall. It's spinning in my flat right now. Later, the shop owner, who knows me, just kind of laughed like, bit savage, mate, but it is what it is. My mate, I told, thinks I was totally wrong, said I basically bullied the kid out of the record because I got there late and didn't want to pay eBay prices. So am I the a-hole for stepping in and copying it myself? Before I read the edit, based off of just that story, you kind of are the a-hole, dude. This is one of the rare times. Usually in Am I the a-hole, like, most of the time it's the other people, but you're kind of the a-hole, buddy, because here's my take. Who's to say you're the gatekeeper for anything? If kids got money, he can buy whatever he wants. And then that property, he can do whatever he wants with it. Like, you should not have a say on what's to be done with something. Like, that's literally like me, a YouTuber, right? Telling other people they shouldn't make YouTube videos on a topic because it's not good enough. Or like something like it's not, people aren't gonna like it. Like, that's, I'm not gatekeeping this. Like, what the hell? And like, yeah, that's insane. I don't know. I mean, it's not like that bad, but at the same time, like, you are the a-hole in this situation. Who cares? If the kid wants to flip something, let the kid flip it. Like, do you not remember how it was being 19, broke in college, like trying to make ends meet? And sometimes, and like, maybe you don't know his story. He might be just trying to go through it, you know, and trying to use it to pay for stuff. I don't know. But yeah, let's read the edit and some comments. So edit 5 hours later. All right. Took a beating in here. Fair play. Reading through all these replies, even the rough ones, kind of makes me step back and think about the whole thing a bit differently. End of the day, I'm in this hobby because I love the music, not because I wanted to end up in internet arguments about resale ethics. So yeah, went back to the shop this afternoon and dropped the record back off. Told the owner to pass it on to the next person who looks genuinely gassed to have found it. Feels better that way. Yeah, but still, I mean, yeah, that's cool that you did that. And it's probably also for your peace of mind. I mean, it's too late to do anything about this now, but I guess it's just a good lesson to learn for the future. So, proof for anyone who cares. Appreciate all the takes, even if I absolutely caught the vinyl cop badge for life on this. Yeah. If you, dude, guys, at the end of the day, like, you can't be gatekeeping stuff, bro. Whether you're an expert or a hobbyist or anything, people like this can be the reason to discourage people getting into a hobby too. Like, you got to think about that. Like, just be chill, bro. Like, it's not serious. And if you got it first, then you got it first. But that's a different story. But at the end of the day, like, homie had it in his hands and you kind of scared him off with that. But yeah, let's read the comments. You're the a-hole in that. Yeah, it's not your business what someone is going to buy it for. However, I can't deny that given you then went and bought it yourself, it was effective negotiation tactic to get what you wanted while it was still up for grabs. Not cool, but effective. Yeah. I mean, I respect that part of it, but yeah, you're the a-hole. Wow, someone said not the a-hole? Interesting. Scalping and reselling sucks and makes a lot of hobbies less accessible and enjoyable for the average person. Being called out on how scummy that is, very deserved in every way. I judge this differently had you insulted him or gotten aggressively. Oh, okay. So there's two sides to the coin of people. Scalping is pretty shitty, but like it is poopy. But at the end of the day, like, it is based on our demand. If we stop wanting something, scalping doesn't become a thing because it's less wanted. So it's like, it's a little bit of human nature on its own. But yes, I agree. Scalping is bad, but it's a kid who realizes, oh my God, he could get something for $50 that he could sell on 200. I would do the fucking same thing. So I don't know. You guys let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Anyways, I am starving, so I'm going to end it here. And with that being said, I am going to see all the Patreon members on the Patreon. We're going to do like 2 or 3 more stories, an extra like 10 minutes because I am hungry. But for those of you guys that aren't going to make it on there, no problem at all. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. I think we'll do like a Bad Woman's Anatomy or something like that. Another popular one for sure. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you again for supporting me. We're almost at 11,000 subscribers. It means the world to me. Thank you. I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.